Breaking news, a new supreme leader taking over in Iran. Iranian state TV says the country's 88-seat assembly of experts are selecting the late Ayatollah's son, Mojtaba Khamenei. President Trump has said he needed to be involved in picking the next leader as the U.S. and Israel continue to fire on Iran. Here to discuss, political and national security analyst David Grasso. David, thanks so much for joining me today.
Big news. Let's get into it.
Yeah, absolutely. We just heard a new leader being selected as the U.S. pushes for that regime change. Does this impact the president's strategy at all?
I think it does, because this is more continuation of the same. This is literally the Ayatollah's son. There is some mystery around him. He is allegedly worth a lot of money and has a lot of money stashed abroad that he uses to skirt the heavy sanctions on Iran. But at least as far as we know, this is another hardliner. He has all the same religious chops as his father. And supposedly, according to what I've read, the Ayatollah did not want his son succeeding him because he did not want this position to be hereditary. But as it turns out, the leadership believes that continuity is what's most important. Now, thinking of this from the American side, we don't want continuity. That's what this whole war is all about. So this is bad news for us.
Yeah, I wonder what the president's saying, I want to be a part of the next pick, but then also saying in the same breath that we eliminated the second, third, and fourth options, who, in fact, he really wanted in that position. Do we have any idea? Can we jump inside the president's brain at this time to think who would be a better leader if it's not the son?
It's really difficult, right? Because we've seen in Venezuela that the vice president wouldn't have been anyone's second, third, fourth, fifth, or maybe 100th pick, but that seems to apparently be going well. We do know that one of the grandsons of the Ayatollah was seen as less of a hardliner, and there are some theories that this guy might be less of a hardliner, but we really have too many, as what our late defense secretary would say, unknown unknowns to form an opinion at this time.
What's your read on how long this thing might last? Obviously, we are now entering our second week. The full week has been done. We've seen immense firepower coming from both American and Israel forces. But at the very same time, there are now 7 U.S. soldiers and their families that are grieving. So what exactly are you seeing from your perspective, and what's your overall read on the timeline for this conflict?
I think it's really hard to wrap up this conflict. I mean, we have to focus on the fact that we've had a lot of good news. Taking out the Ayatollah and hopefully seeing a path toward regime change is great. At the same time, there is significant economic pressure that is emerging from this. This isn't part of the world that doesn't produce a lot in terms of the world's percentage of GDP, but 20 to 30% of the world's output depends on energy from this region, specifically natural gas, oil, and even fertilizer. And that causes inflation. So the political calculus of this is, yeah, in a perfect world, this would take as long as it needed to get our goals done. But we're going to start seeing some heavy price increases at home. And if you ask the outgoing Biden administration what ultimately doomed them, it was those increasing prices on voters' minds.
Yeah, obviously not everyone is in favor of this conflict. They've also shown that they're not in favor of boots on the ground, although President Trump has seemingly said that that's not out of the realm of possibility. 48% disapprove, according to this YouGov poll. Tell me a little bit about where things stand specifically with President Trump's base. He said earlier that he feels as if he's more popular than ever with MAGA. Is that true? And will that change if troops are deployed?
I mean, I think troops being deployed changes the political calculus, because what we were pioneering as a model, specifically with Venezuela and with this war, was a war that advances our interests without getting mired in a quagmire like we did in Afghanistan and Iraq. But I think for now, this war remains very popular with the MAGA base, as well as many Americans. At the same time, many people are never going to like something Donald Trump does, even if it's the best idea since sliced bread. So we have a split screen in America, so it definitely depends on who you ask. But I think in any event, as it relates to this, Alex, this has a shelf life. This has to be wrapped up in a timely manner, considering our security goals, but at the same time considering domestic politics as it pertains to our cost of living crisis, which is, of course, ongoing here in the United States.
And the economic threat that you mentioned. You mentioned also how this might be similar to the war in Iraq that we saw, decades ago. What similarities and differences are you pinpointing between those two conflicts?
I think the difference with Iraq is that we went and occupied the country, and that was radically different. That was nation building from the beginning. And I think Trump made it very clear that he was not interested in nation building. And if you probably polled nation building, Alex, that would be polling at like 2%, right? So clearly no one's interested in that. I was alive during the Iraq war and no one wanted that. Similarities? It's the Middle East. It's the same region. We're talking about the neighboring country. Iraq is also a country with a lot of Shiite Muslims, exactly like Iran. So there are a lot of parallels. A lot of wars in the Middle East have very poor outcomes. So people have this innate fear of becoming involved in a region that is so volatile.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.